Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and another cook. And as you might be able to see, we have two birds sitting in front of us today. Well, in fact, you've probably already guessed from the title of the video, but we're doing another head-to-head, and that is Spatchcock Chicken versus Beercan Chicken. So, Beercan Chicken is where it all started for me. It was the first thing I roasted on a barbecue. So, whenever I first started to get interested in it, I looked up Beercan Chicken, looked interesting, so I thought, right, I'll give that a go. If I can find a photo of it, I'll stick it on here. It was on my big cheap gasser barbecue. Done it a couple of times after that, but I can easily say it's been, what, 4 years since I've done one, maybe even longer. After the first couple of times, I discovered Spatchcock Chicken, and I have never looked back since. I always do my chicken spatchcocked. So today we're going to put both of them head to head to see which one gives the bird the best flavour and which method cooks them a little bit faster, what the end results are like. So I have two free range birds here from Hillstown Farm Shop. They're both pretty even weight wise, so I've weighed them, and this one is about 50 grams lighter than this one. So there's not a huge deal in it, so I'm going to keep this smaller one as the Beercan bird because I have a feeling it's going to cook a little bit slower. So this is going to be our spatchcock one. Both of them are coming in around that 2 kilo mark. So it'll be interesting to see if I can fit these onto the Kamado Joe. But I'm pretty sure I can. I've had two spatchcock birds on there before, so it's not an overly tall bird, shouldn't hit the dome. So we'll set our Beercan bird to the side for now, and we'll focus on this one. So this is going to be our spatchcock bird. So to spatchcock, I've gone through this before on the channel, so I'm not going to go through it, but I'll clip through, remove the backbone, and we'll get it flattened out. And then that's going to be our spatchcock bird, and we'll talk about what we're doing with the Beercan one. Okay, our spatchcock bird is taken care of, nice and flat. We can bring back our Beercan bird. We'll just take the trussing off it. Don't think there's really anything we need to do to this. The one thing I will check is some of this excess skin around the cavity. There's a little bit of fat. I'll carve that back. Don't need that hanging off there. So that should leave enough space in the cavity. So if you've never done Beercan chicken before, this cavity, we set our tin, push this down over the top of it, and it hopefully stands there. Now, I do not own a Beercan holder for Beercan chicken. That maybe lets you know how little I've done this. The last times I was doing it, I managed to get them standing on their own, so you use their legs and the Beercan as a bit of a tripod. Hopefully that's going to work again. So we're not actually using beer today. I have something a little bit different, and that is kombucha. So this is like a tonic drink made from fermented tea, and this one is flavoured apple, cinnamon and ginger. So quite nice flavours that you can get into a bird. So if this does start to steam and infuse the flavour into the chicken breast, I think those will be quite nice flavours to go for, and it might give it a little edge over the spatchcock bird. Now, before we get it onto the can, I do want to season it up. We're using the Brighter Gold rapeseed oil here, so I'll put a little drizzle over each of the birds. And the skin's quite dry on them, they've been air drying for a little while, so this will just help everything stick. Give that all a rub in, and do the rest and we'll flip it over. So let's talk about rub. We've gone with our own rub again. Started to enjoy playing about with rubs for chicken, so keep tweaking them, making little changes to them to try and dial in the flavours. So this seemed like the perfect opportunity to give it a go. So we've done a similar one before on the channel, but I'll leave full measurements for it in the link below. But this is basically, there's paprika, cayenne pepper, turmeric, we have onion, garlic, there's quite a few herbs in there, so there's rosemary, parsley, oregano, a little bit of dill, and the tiniest amount of sugar in it too, just to give it a little bit of sweetness. So put it into a shaker to make it a little bit easier to apply. We'll go ahead, Start shaking that onto your bird. Same with our spatchcock one. So we'll flip them over and do the underside. Another little drizzle of oil. Same on our spatchcock bird. Back on with the rest of that rub. That's both our birds seasoned up nicely. Time to try and get this onto the can. Okay, I've lifted our spatchcock bird out of the way for now. Here is our tin of kombucha. Let's see if we can get this on without spilling it everywhere. And hopefully we'll be able to get it standing up as well. So come around the side, see what I'm doing. Yeah, it feels pretty steady. I'm surprised. So maybe it looks a little bit crooked, but yeah, it doesn't matter as long as he stands up on the KJ. Good man. Okay, so we're nicely seasoned up. I'm just going to fold the flap of skin in the neck over, try and trap in some of that steam that's going to generate. Bring back our spatchcock bird. They're a fine looking pair, aren't they? Okay, so here's the plan. The Kamado Joe has been sitting for the last 30 minutes, rock steady at 200 degrees, hasn't moved, so we're good to put it on. The hood's nice and hot, so the ceramics have absorbed all that heat. I'm going to put the Beercan bird on first and give it a 10-minute head start on the spatchcock bird, because one, it is freezing out here today. I've had to take 2 breaks to go in and try and warm my fingers up again before I got frostbite. But 2, that kombucha is going to be pretty cold in there, and it's going to take a little bit of while for it to start heating up and really cooking the bird. So in an effort to have them ready both in similar times, I'm going to give this one a 10-minute head start and then put the spatchcock bird on. Then I will keep an eye on times and see how they're cooking. Once they reach an internal temperature of 72 in the breast, I'm going to lift them off and rest them. I'm hoping they'll be ready around the same time, but if not, we'll judge it from there. So let's get them on, get them cooked, then we will decide which one works best. Alright, our cook is finished. We put them both on. The Beercan chicken went on, and 10 minutes later I put on the spatchcock one, expecting it to cook a little bit faster. However, the Beercan one actually held pretty well. I was expecting it to take some time to get going while it heated up that liquid inside the tin, but nope. I could see steam rising out the neck of the bird whenever it was sitting at around 55 degrees internal in the breast. And from that point it just pushed on through and pushed on through. They were both cooking at a very similar rate. So total cook time on the Beercan bird was 1 hour 17 minutes, and total cook time on the spatchcock bird was, well, it was 1 hour 25 on the stopwatch, but if you take 10 minutes off because it went on 10 minutes later, it was around 1 hour 15 minutes. So on time front, both of them scored pretty similar. Barbecue temperature held at 200 the whole time, so that never changed. So both of them cooked in a similar time, but the main thing is, what do they taste like? So I'm gonna go in with the spatchcock bird first. And I'll just nip off the leg, set it to the side for a second. Let's go in to the breast. We'll carve that off. Man, that is a juicy bird. Absolutely incredible. So that is our breast ready. We'll take a slice off it. So I'm going to try the spatchcock bird first because I need a bigger chopping board. That's such a juicy chicken breast. Yes, spatchcock bird first because I want to see if this has the kombucha flavour in the breast of it. So obviously I did notice it steaming away. Now, we should probably talk a little bit about the cooks or what they look like, because both of them have a really nice colour. However, I would say that both of them are juicy as. I was going to make a mess. It's just running everywhere. Yeah, both of them have a similar colour. The Beercan bird, the seasoning on the outside of it blackened a little bit more, but I'm gonna guess that that is because it's sitting so high up in the dome in the Kamado Joe. So here are our two test pieces. So we'll go regular spatchcock bird first. Oh, nice bite through skin, juicy. Okay. Right. Got the flavour of that. Now the moment of truth. The Beercan one, can I taste anything different in here? I'm going to take a little bit without the skin, because the rub is definitely coming through, but it's the actual meat I want to know about. You know, I want to try a bit of this one without the skin, but I'm not getting anything that different. No, I do not think that the kombucha has imparted much flavour into that bird at all. Now, it's a tasty bird and the rub is really nice on the skin, but whenever you just taste the flesh of each breast, I taste very little difference in them. There's a nice chicken flavour there. Not that there's much flavour off chicken, but these are nice free range birds, so you can get it coming through. But I wouldn't know either. If I was just given a piece of each, I wouldn't know either of them were cooked different ways, if that makes sense. So that maybe doesn't answer any questions because they're both cooked in almost the exact same time. As far as juiciness and tenderness of the chicken, both of them are exactly the same. I can't spot any difference between the two. Both of them, the juices are running out of them. They were both cooked to the exact same temperature in the breast, 72. I can't tell them apart. So if you're asking me if you should bother with the Beercan chicken, I'm going to say no. Maybe if you don't like the idea of spatchcocking the chicken, it's a bit of a horrendous process. But if it's a choice between taking the spine out and flattening it out or shoving a can up the cavity, surely both are just as bad. But I think they are both really tasty birds, but I can't tell them apart. So let me know your preferred method. Do you do Beercan chicken? Do you do spatchcock chicken? Do you just roast it as normal? Huge thanks to my YouTube members for supporting the channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.